When talking about the country that regularly suffers from tsunamis in the world, people will immediately think of Japan. A tsunami is considered one of the extremely scary natural disasters because after it passes, it leaves extremely serious consequences for people and property. And at the same time, inhibits the development speed of all aspects of a country. Today, let's witness the terrible tsunami moments of Japan in 2011. 2011 Japanese tsunami. Tsunamis are created like other waves in the ocean. However, small waves are usually created by wind, and tsunamis are caused by the displacement of huge bodies of water. So where do these bodies of water come from? The Earth, which is formed from tectonic plates, is always moving at a slow speed. Until two tectonic plates collide, they will create pressure, release energy, and cause earthquakes. If an earthquake occurs at the bottom of the ocean, the volume of water will continuously be lifted, pulled down, and form a giant body of water. Besides, volcanic eruptions, meteorite impacts, and landslides can also create giant water bodies to move and create tsunamis. Meanwhile, Japan is a country located on the Pacific volcanic belt. The place has a complex seismic activity with the most earthquakes in the world. Therefore, it's not difficult to understand that Japan is the country with the most earthquakes and tsunamis in the world. March 11th, 2011 is said to be one of the darkest days in Japanese history, when the largest tsunami disaster in the country's history occurred. Specifically, a magnitude 9 earthquake off the coast of the Pacific Ocean, about 70 kilometers east of Tohoku, with its epicenter at a depth of about 29 kilometers above sea level, shook northeast Japan for about 6 minutes. A tsunami up to 40 meters high hit land, destroying everything in its path. At the Fukushima nuclear plant located near the coast, the tsunami hit and completely damaged the nuclear rod cooling systems, causing a serious disaster and exposing the surrounding residential areas to radiation. Many places, even 10 years later, people still cannot live in. The sudden rupture of the Pacific plate shifted the waters above and created a series of destructive tsunamis. Waves tens of meters high have engulfed the coast and many areas of Sendai City, including the airport and surrounding suburbs. According to some reports, a wave penetrated 10 kilometers inland, causing the Natori River, which separates Sendai and Natori City to the south, to overflow its banks. The residential areas hardest hit by the tsunami included Sendai, Kamaishi, Miyako, Ishinomaki, Kensanuma, Shiogama, Kitabaraki, and Hitachi-Gaka. When the waters receded back into the sea, they brought large amounts of debris, as well as thousands of victims of the Great Flood. Many large swaths of land were submerged underwater, disappearing from the map. According to official statistics, 15,899 people were killed, with 2,572 people missing and presumed dead after the disaster. Initial reports of tsunami casualties were in the hundreds, with hundreds more missing. But these figures all increased significantly in the following days when the rescue operation was conducted. There are many communities that have wiped out half or even all of the population. Most of the people who died were victims of the tsunami. In Fukushima, Ibaraki, and Chiba prefectures, thousands of houses have been completely or partially destroyed. Infrastructure was also hit hard across eastern Tohoku. Roads and railways were damaged, power grids were not working, and drainage systems were disrupted. Immediately after the disaster, Hundreds of thousands of people were forced to live in temporary shelters, with limited supplies of essentials. Tens of thousands more remained trapped and isolated in the worst affected areas. Even years after the disaster, nearly 230,000 people are still unable to return home. The Japanese government estimates the direct financial loss to be around 16.9 trillion yen, or 199 billion US dollars. While the World Bank estimates the total cost could be as high as 235 billion US dollars, making it the most expensive natural disaster in the history of the world. According to one recent study, the earthquake and its aftermath reduced Japan's real GDP growth by 0.47% in the year following the disaster. It is known that due to the awareness that nature cannot be prevented, Japan has applied measures from architecture to people's awareness to learn how to live with earthquakes and respond when disasters occur. In Japan, with all new construction is subject to strict regulations set forth by the government, meeting the requirement that even an earthquake cannot collapse within 100 years and cannot be damaged within 10. At the same time, these houses are built with special fluid-filled rubber foundations that can cancel forces when subjected to earthquakes. Unlike in some other countries after the disaster, in Japan there was no scene of robbers or looters. Although very hungry and very thirsty, they still waited in line to receive the food in order. Everyone shared relief supplies and encouraged each other. Not a word of complaint or resentment. Japanese supermarkets also cut prices sharply, instead of raising prices during difficult times to profit. On the cold platform, many people are tired waiting for the train when the traffic system is paralyzed. Everything was very bad, but the world still sees in Japanese people a glimmer of faith in life. Natural disasters can be terrible, much worse if added to by selfishness, panic, and competition from people. Today's video comes to an end. How did you guys find today's video? Let us know what you think by commenting below. Thank you for watching the whole video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video to support us. And now goodbye, and see you in the next video.